it has a good atmosphere, and it has the best pizza in town. The beer's good and cold.
Good atmosphere. When I was a kid, we used to shop in this old place. And a lot of these stores in Clarksville were murders, and it's negative vibes. And here there wasn't any murders, and it's positive vibes.
For the food and the microbrew.
I'm gonna have to say it's the delicious brews they have.
And what would be your favorite brew, and what does it taste like to you?
I enjoy the Barnstormer Red just because it's a good stout that keeps me coming back for more and gets me drunk.
Originally, we came here with the military. My husband was a Huey pilot with the 101, and when he got out of the Army, we decided we wanted to stay in Clarksville and open a little pub and raise our family.
In 1992, we opened a pub on Franklin Street called Franklin Street Pub. In 1995, we went into the building next door and we built Blackhorse Brewery, where we did beer and pizza. And then after about a year of operating two of them individually, we decided to basically knock some holes in the walls and join them together and have one restaurant instead of two. So then you get Blackhorse Pub and Brewery.
A microbrew is usually defined as a beer brewed commercially by a small brewery using craft brewing methods. Often the brewery makes up part of a brew pub, a brewery attached to a bar or restaurant. Microbreweries have tended to look for niche markets not being supplied by the mega brewers, such as Anheuser-Busch.
I think being downtown sets it apart. It's the buildings make it unique. Obviously the beer makes it special. It's the only place you can go in town and get a microbrew. The military has been extremely good to us over the years. They're very willing to try new things. They like microbrewed beers. They like a beer with a little more body to it.
I grew up as a military brat, so I lived a lot of time in Germany. So my first good German beer was around 16 years old, and I've been drinking good beer since then. And then I just got out of the military, started school at Austin P, started waiting tables here, and they needed an assistant brewer. And I've been brewing beer since '96, about 12 years of brewing here at the Blackhorse. And then we take malted barley, or wheat, or oats, or rye. We use all these different grains in some of our beers. And then we put our recipe right on top of this hopper. And then we slowly mix it with hot water into the mash tun and stir it up and get about the consistency of oatmeal. And then from there we let it sit, just like when you make coffee or tea, you know, you steep it. So it steeps in there for about an hour and a half, and after about an hour and a half what you have is, it's called wort. It's a malted liquid, kind of like sweet tea. It's really sweet. And then we filter it through itself, and the way we do that is we set this up right here. It's called a grant, and the liquid wort runs down through the grain, and then it goes back up top, and it runs down through the grain, and eventually it'll get really, really clear. When we get the clarity that we want, we'll slowly take it from the mash tun into the kettle. And once we boil it for an hour and a half, we add our hops. We have to cool it down to get downstairs to the fermenter because it'll kill the yeast. When we add the yeast to it, it'll kill the yeast. So it'll go from boiling all the way down to 26 degrees Celsius through this piece right here. It's a heat exchange. It's kind of like a radiator in a car. There's cool water that runs through it, and that cool water is displaced into hot water, and it goes right into the hot liquor tank. We'll use that later to clean everything with, clean our lines and everything. But when we send it to the fermenter, we'll add the yeast to it. We add 8 pounds of yeast, and depending on what beer we're brewing, we'll add a different yeast. So not only does the malt give the flavor, the hops give flavor, but also the type of yeast will give flavor to the beer too. I'd like to tell people that when we make beer, all we're doing is feeding the yeast. We take the wort, put it down there, the yeast eats it, and its two byproducts are CO2 and alcohol. So not only did God want us to have beer, but He wanted us to have carbonated beer.
5 mainstays that are on tap all the time. The best selling is the Barnstormer Red.
I'm from Boston. A lot of the bars there, they have microbrews, and that's what I like. I like beer that, you know, is unique, I guess. So yeah, I love this place. It's a great little bar. It's a nice little pub atmosphere. It's what I'm used to. And so I come in, I sit down, I have a couple beers, have something to eat.
Now where's the free beer?